Hello, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Chronicle, Vancouver by Night New Blood. As a warning, this is a mature game and explores some dark and troubling themes. These may include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, and many others. Our players have discussed consent and boundaries, and we collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. The players will always let me know if anything gets uncomfortable by using a yellow and red card system in our private chat. If you as a viewer ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause and step away. Our streams are always going to be available on YouTube after the game, so you can always come back to an episode if you feel ready. So first off, we'd like to thank some sponsors. Starting off with Michaela Artoria of Artoria Designs, who creates these beautiful dice boxes. And they have like leather lining inside. You can fit the entire, I don't have all of my dice in there. You can fit all of the dice nice and flat for the vampire stuff in there. So his link is going to be available just over here on the in the chat. I'll throw it up there and throw him some money, and he can make you some dice boxes. And Illuminagents. Illuminagents is a comedy web series that weaves real conspiracy theories into its sci-fi short-form episodes. It's shot in Toronto. This indie production will leave you laughing and questioning reality at the same time. You can watch season 1, which includes the musical finale episode, for free on Sika.tv, which also includes this guy right here. I'm a secret part that you're not allowed to know about unless you watch it. And Orc Style. Orc Style is an adults only fantasy fetish fashion brand for all of you orc loving monster huggers out there. Orc Style shirts, t shirts, underwear, and accessories are sure to drop your intelligence and increase your confidence by 10 points. They also have just released their Chompers Orc Tusks. Chompers are perfect for cosplay, role playing, and streaming. Orc Style's expert tusk enchanters infuse the spirits of great orcs, trolls, and ogres and goblins into magical tusks that will transform the common human into a fierce monster. And Martlet Games. Martlet Games is a collective of TTRPG veterans ready to work for you. From tabletop RPG development to actual play production, they've contributed to various storyteller vault titles and sponsored channels like us to keep the world of darkness a haven for those with stories to tell. You can visit their link in the chat and explore their world, and they can help you create yours. And Adventure Dice. Adventure Dice is your Canadian source for dice, role playing game accessories, and other tabletop gaming goodies. Many of the items on their site are handcrafted right here in beautiful British Columbia, Canada, and you can check them out. Their link will be in the chat. Dogmite Games. Dogmite Games is the best gaming company you've never heard of. They've combined craftsmanship with artistry to create truly unique pieces of functional art for your game, from dice boxes and rolling trains to fully sculpted Valhalla screens for GMs. Each piece is created on site in their workshop in Michigan by a devoted team of craftsmen. And our stuff like this, we have stuff coming for all the players in this particular game. And you can see the Gangrel one here. Our stuff is in various forms of production at the moment because their system is amazing and tells you exactly where it is in the production and who's working on it. So, yeah, it's pretty awesome. And last, but certainly not least, Demiplane. Demiplane, you can go to their link in the chat, and it is an amazing system for keeping all of the books in one place that you need. You can actually, because I discovered this recording something else, or was it this? I can't remember, but it was, yeah, it was basically if you go to like the disciplines, if you need to look up a discipline, you can click on individual disciplines, like say Dominate or Fortitude, and if there's a combination of the two, you can click on them both at the same time and do like a quick search. It's a phenomenal system, and their character creation stuff is coming soon. So you'll be able to keep not only the books all in one place, but the character sheets and such as well. So it's time to introduce our vampires. Let's start up in the upper left-hand corner with Violetta.
Rasterja, hello, my name is Cosmic Tazai. I will be playing Violetta Tremblay, a warrior Samiti who definitely is someone that gives out pro bono work.
And Sophia.
Hello, I'm playing Sophia Delacour, your Toreador extraordinaire, and very excited to play tonight.
And up here above me is Antonia.
Hello, my name is Joanna, and I will be playing Antonia, the Ventru, for you today, who is the club owner and is very excited to have all this good stuff at her club.
I can't tell if that's being sarcastic or not. Key.
Hello, I'm Chris, aka D&D Imposter, playing Ki Mori, the Ministry clan member who never does anything suspicious and has nothing but love in their hearts.
No, I know that wasn't sarcasm, but I'm thinking it was something else.
Was it? Was it though?
And last but not least, over here is the old man.
Hello, my name is Alan, and I am playing the old man, the Nosferatu cleanup crew of the coterie. I'm an old ass man. I do old man shit. What do you want?
I mean, yeah, there's nothing else that you could want from an us, really. So when last we saw the coterie that you see before you on screen, they were investigating something that had happened even in the first episode, which was that there was people that were trying to hand out, to kind of distribute, create a market for the drugs that they were producing. There was some investigation in the last episode after the person that they had kind of figured out was handing out the illicit substances. They were tracked into the alleyway by Key and the old man, and then questioned by the rest of the coterie. After some investigation, they figured out that there was a place to go up in North Van to discover what it was that they were where they were getting these particular drugs from. So Key and the old man decided to head up to North Van to do more investigation. And Antonia, Sophia, and Violetta decided to go about the investigation using their own means. Sophia went to the kind of artist commune of one of her Toreador friends in the city. Violetta decided to check and see if there had been any legal issues with regards to said illicit substances in the city thus far, and borrow some files. You can use the term borrow. It's like pilfering, but it sounds more legal. And the when up at the place in North Van, Key and the old man pulled into the parking lot with their new special guest, and as soon as one of them had gotten out to knock on the door to let them in, there was a hearse that went screeching away at a high rate of speed. And that is where we're going to open up this particular scene. So, I believe, if I recall correctly, Key and the old man were still in the car. But
I was out of the car.
You were out of the
Mhm.
car. Okay.
Yep.
I sure was.
Key, I think you were in the car, or had everyone
Yeah.
piled out at that point?
No, Q was still in the car.
I know your new friend had been out of the car because the old man
How
was
far
gonna.
away? How far away is Jack?
Jack is made like kind of just getting out of the car. Like the door is still open so that they could close the door if they really need to, or jump in back in pretty quick.
He would have seen the hearse pull off and noticed that they still can't find the old man, but they trust them. So he's just going to yell at Jack to get the fuck back in the car. We're going on a rat chase.
And he's like, okay. And then he like, there's like the briefest of pause, which if anyone is trying to kind of rush them with any alacrity, it definitely would get under their skin that he's like kind of frozen a little bit. And then he's like, oh, okay. And then he kind of scrambles back into the car.
So
The old-
I don't remember if I'm imagining this or recalling it, but I remember being closer to the gates, seeing the hearse pull off than they were at the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember wanting to run after the car
Mm-hmm. You.
Okay.
to run after the hearse.
Right after the hearse. It
Yeah.
is going at a fair clip. Do you
Okay.
have for potence? Do you have soaring leap at all or anything?
I took lethal body.
Oh.
No.
So that you can kind of figure you've been through this kind of thing before. You're kind of like, you know what? There really isn't much of a chance of me catching it unless you can do like I'll give you basically kind of an action to see if you can like maybe jump on the top as it's kind of because it's screeching by kind of right near
I
or
would
within like a couple of paces of the car the key is in and Jack is scrambling into.
I
Oh,
would
it's driving past us? It's not driving away?
Well, you guys pulled up to the actual like building itself, and this is just kind of in the same parking lot, so it's not a huge parking lot, so they you would be able to like if it's screeching away, kind of the old
yeah,
man would probably be able to like in around kind of run a little bit and then jump to try to get on the vehicle.
that is, I would love to do that.
Ooh.
Go with some action movie stuff. All right, so
Yeah.
let us do a let's
Come to
do
North Van. They that they said investigate a warehouse. Have a few laughs.
let's do which is your better attribute? Would it be strength or dexterity?
Dexterity.
All right, so let's do a dex and athletics check.
Okay. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and
Substituting any hunger in there.
yep, 2 of them are hunger for sure. Don't make me hungrier. Okay.
You wouldn't like me when I'm hungry.
You you won't. It's gross. Okay, so that is uh a 7, a 9, and a 10.
So 3
Uh,
successes.
yes, out of the 5 that I rolled.
Do you want to? I'll give you several options on this one, actually. So there's the option if you have enough kind of the regular dice, the non-hunger dice, to you could re-roll 3 of them at the cost of a willpower point, or
Okay.
another option because you're pretty close to succeeding. You could succeed at a cost.
I love a cost. Do I get to know what the cost is before I choose?
You do not.
Then I would love to succeed.
Okay. So you go running towards the vehicle, trying to close the gap between you and the kind of the squealing tires. It's kind of one of those, like, the tires squeal, the car stays in one spot for a couple of seconds before it takes off, and you kind of take a couple of steps and you misjudge the distance ever so slightly. So in your jump, because you actually have the potence power, you kind of overleap the car ever so slightly. So when you land, you grab on, but your inertia, because potence pushed you a bit further, your entire body, your lower body kind of shifts and kind of falls off the one side, so you're kind of barely hanging on, and you will take 1 superficial damage for that kind of ever so slightly misjudged landing.
Okay.
Key, you are in the car. Jack is scrambling in. What are you, I guess, yelling at poor Jack at this particular instance?
So I also misunderstood where the car was. When I heard it's peeling away, I thought it's peeling away from us,
Okay.
not peeling past us. So could I maybe recon that, knowing how close
Yeah,
the car is? Okay. How, like, I know it's a split second, but how is the car going to be going right past us?
It'd probably be about a car lengths behind where the like the tail end of your car is.
He would just hop into the driver's, not yell at Jack, would just hop into the driver's seat and try to hit the car with
Okay.
Jack's car.
All right, that will be a. Let's go with
And
a
really
Dex and Drive.
not knowing what the old man is doing, really hoping that now.
And just a expectation of competency thing. You can also rouse your blood if you would like to. Kind of like this is something your character would know, but some of you as players may not. So yeah, I kind of have that expectation.
What does that mean?
Well, you can perform a rouse check to increase a stat, like an attribute, by 2. So you could
Cool.
add to your dexterity if you want.
2. How do I do that?
That is a single blood dice that you would roll.
Okay.
And let me know what the total is on that.
It's a 5.
You get hungrier. So key in the back of your mind as you are scrambling into the driver's seat, you hear the voice of your beast saying, "Key, what are you doing?"
I'm just trying to have a little fun.
Can you try
That's
to
all.
have a little fun while eating?
I can't do both at the same time.
You've always been troublesome. And for your next roll, it'll be the Dex and Drive plus the 2 dice.
Okay.
But 2 of those dice are substituted with hunger dice.
Well, I also imagine that my beast sounds like Sekal Khan from The Road to El Dorado, and I'm just living for it. Okay.
I'm gonna have to watch that movie again just so I
That's
can
one
get
of
the
my
voice down.
favorites.
I can. Oh, the movie. Okay.
So good.
I haven't actually watched it my reference point is both is good.
Both is good.
Yeah.
This is my jet lag, and I've been up for almost 2 days.
Oh yeah, ask whatever questions you
Yeah,
need.
sorry, I'm asking like the dumbest questions right now.
No, it's
So,
okay.
the 6 is a success, 1 is a crit failure, and then everything in the middle just doesn't count.
Crit failures would only count if they're hunger dice and you get no
Okay.
other successes.
Okay.
So one's
Those were
basically you don't
fine.
have to worry about unless you get
Okay.
like 0 successes.
I was fine on the hunger dice, and I got 1 success, like 1 6.
So for the other hunger dice, like what is your what is your dice pool at for that?
What is my dice pool? It's at like, what are the numbers I got?
No, like how many dice do you have in your dice pool for that?
Oh, I literally only had 3.
Okay. I was
And
gonna
two of them were taken back by hunger.
that's what I was gonna suggest, like, if you have a dice pool, maybe like 5 or 6,
No.
maybe spending
No.
willpower, but I think you already got a success on the non-hunger dice.
Mhm.
Yeah, so spending a willpower in that particular point would be not all that useful at all. So,
No.
so I'm gonna give you the same option
Sweet.
as the old man. You can succeed at a cost if you want.
He loves costs.
Okay. So, in this particular instance, the cost, you scramble into the driver's seat. The key is still in there. You turn the key, you throw it in reverse, you cram on the gas. The car lurches backwards. And actually, I could probably even tie these together.
I knew it. Ah, God damn it.
The reason why the old man got the 1 point of damage
No.
is because the old man was on the other side of the car, and you kind of felt like, okay, I'm holding on, this is no problem. But as you kind of push yourself up ever so slightly to kind of do like the action movie thing of push your feet off the ground so you can catapult yourself back onto the car kind of careens into you, doing you that 1 point of damage from Key driving backwards into the car and T-boning it. And Key, despite the fact that this car looks like a complete, absolute pile of crap, you weren't expecting the airbags to deploy, which kind of goes up in your face and deals you a superficial point of damage.
Okay.
Nobody expects the airbags from like an old car. Let's be honest.
Mm.
But the car that you were all going to be chasing gets T-boned, but it is still moving. Like the car Key is in kind of moves to the driver's side ever so slightly, but the other car attempts to keep driving.
Okay.
Old man, what would you be doing?
Does this hearse have a sunroof?
I'm gonna say yes, but for the kind of driver's area, like the 2 front seats where the driver and passenger would be.
Great. I would love to punch through that sunroof and grab the driver's head now, please.
All right. Give me a strength and brawl, because this is a brute force punch.
Thank you. That is 203 strength, 2 brawl. Still a pool of 5. All right.
It's the classic pool of the jack of all trades for the
Yeah. A lot of 5s. Right?
there's a lot of 5s in there.
Let's see here.
And I believe you were at 1 hunger still.
I'm at 2 hunger, actually.
2 hunger. Okay.
Yeah.
2 hunger, and I believe Key is at 2 hunger as well.
So
Two.
that is once again 3 successes. 2 of them are 10s.
2 of them are 10s.
Yeah.
Are one of them 10 on a hunger dice?
Yeah.
Excellent. That is what we call a messy critical.
Uh-oh.
So your beast kind of grabs the back of your mind, and you have, I think you said 3 successes, but 2 of them were 10s, so that it would be
Yep.
5 successes. So the beast kind of urges you forward, that it's kind of a nagging feeling in the back of your mind that you want to make this vehicle stop. Whoever's in this vehicle did damage to you. Like, how dare they? You're an apex predator. You are above humans on the food chain. So you smash your hand in to the sunroof, grab him by the head, and pull him out. I'm going to do a check for. Talk amongst yourselves.
I don't like this.
When I touched the head, did this person feel human? Mortal?
Ooh.
This is going to be the most interesting way of determining this, whether or not somebody's a vampire by how
Giving them
squishy their head is.
a scalp massage.
By how squishy this person's head is, are they kindred? Give me I don't even know what to put. Like a dex and investigation, let's say.
Hilarious. Dex and investigation. Okay, cool. Let's see. That is it. And my investigation is 1. It's a 5. Yeah, and we're back.
Yeah, it's a 5. Yeah.
All
Dice
right,
pool
that's
of 5. Here we
yeah.
go.
Okay. 2 successes.
2 successes. You can't quite tell, but as you kind of wrench the person back, because you're kind of on your chest, you pull him back, you notice as he kind of gets like kind of his buttle area over the kind of hole that you just made in the roof, that he has something in his hand, and it's the emergency brake, and you are both going to tumble forward. Give me a straight stamina roll, just all regular dice, no hunger dice needed.
Oh, this is a kindred. Okay. Just a straight stamina roll.
Just a straight stamina roll, yeah.
Okay.
Do the same for him. Oh,
These are both hunger die.
no, it's just regular dice.
Oh,
No
okay,
hunger.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, happy to hear it. Love to see it. Okay, so a 5 is a failure.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 failures.
Okay.
What I
So you would take 2 points of superficial damage, much in the same that he does, as the car, the front end of the hearse kind of dips down. You can hear the kind of screech as both all the tires kind of lock up, and the front bumper of the car pushes down and kind of grinds into the pavement, and you both kind of go spiraling over the top, ass over tea kettle,
ass over tea kettle. Yes.
as my parents used to say.
Yeah, as I would say, as the old man.
Yeah, so you're both kind of like sprawled out on the ground. Key, what are you doing now that the car has stopped moving behind you?
Do I see them fly forward?
Yeah.
I feel like he would just get their bearings for a second, because I'm just imagining as the airbags are deflating, that's when they're finally like okay, and they look off to the side and they see the old man and this person tumbling forward. Taking a quick look back at the car, does it seem like there's anyone else in it or no?
Give me a wits and investigation quick for that.
Okay. Investigation.
Actually, what is your
24.
wits and investigation? Like, what is the number of the dice pool for that?
5.
Yeah, you'd be able to tell. There is
Okay.
a rule that was introduced in the companion for Vampire the Masquerade that if half of your dice pool equals the number of successes you would need, which in this case I was just gonna say 2,
Okay.
it basically you can count it as an automatic success to cut down on over dice rolling. Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
you kind of
That's
look
sick.
back, you check the rear view mirror, you stick your head out the window, and it doesn't seem like there's anybody else in the vehicle. It just seems like this particular person is by themselves. Okay. So, Key, what are you up to? You checked the mirrors and saw that there is only the one person in the car, and they are currently sprawled out on the pavement with the old man in front of that particular vehicle.
The other person that the old man took out of the car, are they moving? Do they look like they're about to get
They
up and try to run, or are they just flat?
they look pretty rough. They are not only kind of like the old man has been through this sort of thing before. Like they've been through car accidents after being turned into a vampire and run over by cars and basically scrapped a lot. So they're kind of picking themselves up fairly easily. Whereas this other person looks kind of rough. They look kind of beat up, and it kind of looks like there's like kind of bloody scratches from somebody grabbing them by the head and then letting go suddenly.
Just like small droplets of blood falling off of the old man's fingertips as he gets
yeah.
up. And they're just on the grounds. Yeah. Okay.
It looks like they're trying to like kind of roll, but they look like they're in pretty rough shape. It looks like they may be attempting to flee if given the chance.
He's just gonna give a nod to the old man really quick as he's getting up, because the old man would know that he has a background in medicine and anatomy. So like, you're standing up, you're okay for a minute. I can get to you.
Yeah.
But Key's gonna take the knife out of their back pocket that they were reaching for and go lay down on the pavement, like trying to get pretty close face to face with this person.
Okay.
And instigate Eyes of the Serpent as they put the knife in between both of them, just like
Eyes of the Serpent. Let's go over to the old Demiplane. That I believe is a presence power.
yes.
Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves.
Talking.
Sorry, had to make a whole bunch of keyboard noises. Demiplane, Nexus, Vampire.
They're basically just immobilized.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find out the specific rules for that one.
It's a
Eyes of the
contest of
Serpent.
charisma and presence. Yeah.
Versus their wits and composure. All right. I'm going to give you a bit of a spoiler warning. Their wits and or composure isn't exactly the greatest.
No?
No. They were trying to run away from 2 vampires. I mean, oh, shit. What's your role on that?
And so what I do is I take away, so when I roll, I have the dice pool, and if I have 2 hunger, 2 of those dice pool are just hunger dice rolls.
Yeah. So
Okay,
if you have like 5 dice, for example, for your dice pool,
then
2 of them would be hunger, and then the rest would be standard dice.
okay. And then, so I didn't fail on any of the hunger dices, but I got 2 6s on.
The hunger.
No, not on the hunger, on just
Okay.
the regular rolls.
So
Rise of
it's
the
just 2
Serpent.
successes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you beat them. They're just kind of like it looks like they're like in pain. They're trying to get up. They look you dead in the eye, and then it's like, and they can't look
You-
away from you as long as you maintain eye contact.
You're probably feeling a rise of cortisol and your hormones, fight or flight. And Key's gonna push the knife a little bit closer to them. Now, this could be very easy for you, or it could be very easy for me. Are you understanding me thus far?
Yep.
What were you doing here, and why did you try to leave so fast? You hurt my friend.
I thought you were with the other ones. I thought you were you were with the other group.
And Key's gonna take the knife and just brush it along their cheek
Close
as they're
shave.
still there frozen. I'm going to need many more details.
I don't know more details. I was just in there, and I'm just a ghoul. I don't know what's going on. I'm just like they came in, they attacked everybody, they killed a bunch of people, and then they left, and then they took all the coffin stuff.
Who's they?
I don't know. There were just a bunch of people. One of them had a steel chair. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
And Key's just gonna lightly press the blade in a little bit, and without, because they don't want to break the eye contact, they're just gonna out loud, "Old man, they're boring me."
What is the old man doing in this situation now that I've seen Elaine's
Steven
response?
Lambert, you are a bag of magical shit.
There's a first.
It's still magic.
Magic.
The old man says, actually, the old man doesn't say anything. Just walks up and looks Key in the eye.
He's not gonna look at you because they're maintaining
Yeah.
eye contact to keep Eyes of the Serpent going.
Then he says, "Is this one helpful?"
Are you helpful?
I think so.
How could you be more helpful? Because right now your stories are making me sleepy.
Well, I don't know. Like, you want? There's like 4 of them. One of them was like
Okay.
talked in a weird accent. It was weird. And then there was like the one with the steel chair. There was like this goth looking dude, and then there was like a punk. I think. I'm not sure. I can't tell.
Do I know who these people are?
You do not.
Okay.
And I'm guessing I don't either.
You do not.
I say, would you recognize them if you saw them again?
Yeah, totally.
Good. Keep this one alive. I'm eating the fucking other one. And I walk back to
Jack.
at the car. I'm not keeping 2 idiots, okay?
No, we don't need Jack.
I'm eating one of the idiots.
Just
Okay.
save me a little, please. I still want that.
I'm an organivore, so I don't know if that's what you're into or not, but yeah.
I'm messy.
Same. Okay, it's fine. Yeah.
So while that's happening, we will come back to that in just a few seconds, probably. Sophia and Violetta and Antonia would all be, at this point, we hit a little bit of fast forward for Sophia and Violetta, who had left the club. They would probably be returning to the club at this particular point. Can I assume that you'd probably all kind of go to the one congealed area? Congealed.
Probably the back room would be like a meetup. They would have, swipe cards or whatever.
Okay. So I'm gonna let the three of you kind of discuss that particular. What
Sophia
you
kind of like barges through the back door, kind of like giggly laughing, kind of like she's come back from a really good party. And she just kind of like, oh my goodness. Oh, it was such a good time. Tonya, how are you doing this evening?
Good. So information then, you were successful?
Oh, actually, yeah, we did have quite a few little tendrils in our group that were very embedded with the whole situation. And it looks like I might be able to get in.
Very nice. That is good to hear. Some
Yes, it's
progress.
they seem to be quite snobby, but I think we've got a good way in to get into the more artistic side of the family.
That's good. I called my sire. She has contacts in all the major fashion houses, and she wanted to make sure that any of the independents and whatnot that were here in Vancouver, any of the other major fashion houses, that they hadn't already had dealings, because apparently the Giovanni are fashionable and consider themselves something of a tailors or something like that. So, yeah, hopefully I'll hear from her soon, but I'm glad you've got some information because I don't have much just yet.
Hmm.
At that moment, I come back in, my heels are just like clicking. I clearly have like this look of annoyance just present on my face. I'm just like prosecuting pigs. I look towards Sophia and Antonia. I have my briefcase in hand. I'm like, I'm going to have to do pro bono work.
Oh dear.
That must be so painful for you. Antonia's just like raising an eyebrow because she's not exactly sure why this is an issue, but because she knows the business, she knows that pro bono can be good for business. She's like, why is she having an issue with this? But she says nothing.
Anyway, I found out one of the new prosecutors in the attorney's office is a Giovanni. How fun for me.
Ooh.
This, yes, there have been a few cases, but I don't work with petty drug-related cases, and now I'm going to have to.
Well, I mean, you need to spill the tea here.
There were 3 criminals that have been noted, but still currently in jail, arrested, haven't been put out on bond yet, likely because they're poor and can't afford it.
Well,
And they were caught giving out that same drug that was being peddled in your club.
Okay. So perhaps you said they haven't been released on bail yet? Or have they?
Have you seen their background now?
I mean, perhaps if you're going to do some pro bono work, you might want to take us along when you do your visit to your new clients in holding.
All
I
right,
mean,
but you can't discuss the case outside of us 3 people.
absolutely not.
can we still
Sealed.
talk about it in the coterie chit chat?
I don't understand your incessant need with talking in a chat. We are right here.
Yes, but when
We
we're
are
not
right
all right
here.
here, how else are we supposed to keep each other informed on what's going on and who's doing what?
I call you. We have letters. We have other forms of communication than you just spelling out emojis in a chat that I can't comprehend.
But it's so much prettier. Fine,
They were
I
made by an
guess.
underpaid program. I could buy and sell them right now. You understand that, yes?
Yes. We can talk about that later. It's fine. It's fine. I guess I won't talk about it in the chat.
Maybe we should make a visit to your clients right now. Your new clients. I mean, isn't night court a thing?
I mean, if I manage to pull the correct strings, yes. I'm certain he's not getting out tonight, given no one has come for him within the past 12 hours. So,
Excellent. I'm excited. I have never seen how this all works, how you do your lawyer thing. I'm very excited to see it.
Yes, it's very exciting.
you are very lucky that this is a small drug peddler case.
It's at that point, Antonia, your helpers for the club slash possible managers, they would know that you are kind of off in one particular area, not to disturb you, correct?
Yes.
There's a knock at the door.
Antonia, having been old school, opens a little slit in the door and looks through. Yes.
Uh, see, I know we're not supposed to disturb you, at all, but there's somebody here that they told me to tell you that they were here and that it's important.
Did they give you their name?
Yeah, Adrian Brantley, which all of you would know that Adrian Brantley is what is called the seneschal of the city of Vancouver. The seneschal is the prince's right hand person, the person who's in charge when the prince is incommunicado, and they basically take care of things that the prince is too busy to take care of most nights.
Antonia just turns to Sophia and Violetta, says, "Oh, shit." And then says to her manager, all right, take the seneschal to the VVIP area, the area that only our people are allowed, and set them up with anything they need. We'll be there momentarily.
Of course, sure. And then they scurry off.
So I think we're either in trouble or, well, hopefully we're not, but which would the two of you like to join me upstairs?
Just 1 second, and she begins to refluff her hair and then go and reapply her lipstick and just kind of gives herself a little bit of a body glitter just to sparkle a little bit brighter. And when she's done, after about maybe 3 minutes, she's like, "Okay, I'm ready."
I don't think that'll change anything, but it's nice that you think it will.
Listen, I'm just nervous, okay?
And are the three of you going to be making your way up to the VIP area?
Yeah.
Okay. And on that note, it's a good time to take a bit of a break. So come on back in about 7 minutes, everybody, and we will see what happens when the coterie, or at least part of the coterie, meets up with the seneschal. So, yeah, see you then. Welcome back, everybody. We are still kind of split as to who is where and what's going on. So, we're going to go back to Key and the old man briefly. There was a let's fast forward past the plans to eat, and are you going to be taking all of the blood out of the unfortunate Jack?
I mean, if anything, I'm gonna knock him out and put him in the back seat of his own car.
Okay.
That's for
So,
after.
okay, so you're not feeding just yet.
No.
And the other person that is, when we left off, was kind of stuck in the vision of Key.
What's your name?
I'm Sal.
Do you know where they took all the coffins?
No.
Does he seem like he's telling the truth?
Give me a wits and insight.
Two, five, put down the two. Oh. So. Oh my God, why am I? So, what are the numbers that are success again? It's
6 and above.
It's just 6 and above. Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. 1, 2. Well, I got a 1 on one of my hunger dice,
Okay.
but I got 2 successes.
So long as you get, so long as you get successes, the hunger dice sort of doesn't really matter unless it's like a messy critical where it's a 10 on the hunger and the 10 on one of the regulars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So if you get a 1 on the
I just
hunger
mixed
dice,
those.
as long as you have successes, you're good. But if you don't, then
Cool.
we get into the bad beast in the back of your mind territory.
Psycho con?
So how many successes was that?
2.
2? He seems to be telling the truth. But then again, you kind of have to maintain the vision on his eyeballs. He can't quite see like any, if he has any like tells, like slightly smiling if he's lying type thing, or if he scratches his ear because he is kind of completely stuck and fixated on your eyeballs.
He's just gonna like take the knife back and put it into the back of their pocket and yell out, "Old man, is Jack gone?"
Jack would be, he'd be gone at this point.
Okay. And Key is going to try in one swift motion, drop Eyes of the Serpent and initiate Cloud Memory.
Okay.
And just basically what they're trying to do is once they drop it, they'll just tell them, forget the last few minutes. They're hoping that they only remember like just flying out of a car. They don't really remember how, and that Key was there to help them. Like, I'm a trained doctor. I got all the medical lingo.
Let's see. Cost free. No roll is required against an unprepared mortal victim, which this would be because they're not expecting you to drop dominate on their heads. So scramble around their brains a little bit. Sorry, what was the what memory do you want them to forget basically?
I want them to forget everything leading up to when their car got hit. Okay. So they don't know how they ended up like on the ground, but they're in pain and I'm helping them.
So they're like,
no, don't
Jesus.
move too fast.
You're one of them.
You just flew out of your car. You had a car accident. I'm helping you.
You're probably You're like a fuck. What are they called?
What?
Kindred or uh,
I'm
whatever
a
things.
what? I'm a priest.
Not any kind of priest I ever saw.
You've never seen anyone with head coverings. We do it to honor the gods. I've been trying. I helped you. You were unconscious. Do you want me to help take a quick look over your injuries, or
Well, like we gotta get out of here. The other vampires are coming.
oh, vampires are coming?
Yeah.
Why? Okay, tell us in the car. Tell us in the car. Will he come with us?
Give me a charisma and like a persuasion roll.
Because then we could have two. Then the old man and I won't have to share too much. Charisma and persuasion.
Packed lunch, I guess.
Aw.
There's a bento box joke here somewhere. I'm just not finding it. I'm not placing
I
More
got a
like
critical-
box wine than anything else, really.
it.
Oh my
That's what white people
gosh.
say. I don't know about that.
It needs to be canon. I got a critical success, and that was it. Everything else is fine.
BYOM, bring your own mortal.
Oh my god.
That's very
I need that.
funny.
I need that on a bumper sticker.
So, yeah, with a critical success, he's like, okay, yeah, sure. We get. Oh, what the fuck? I think I fucked up my shoulder.
Just sit in the back with me. I went to medical school. I can look through it. I can check you out.
Yeah. But we gotta
Yeah.
we gotta get out of here before they come back.
I definitely put Jack in the trunk of the car.
Yeah. So he piles in the back with you. That would mean
Sweet.
that old man is driving.
Hood up, face obscured. I'm like, where to?
You said vampires. Let's just go back to meet Antonia. Her place, her club is safe, and it's close to downtown. You'll be able to leave after. It'll be a safe place.
Yeah, sure. I guess I don't know what's going on.
And I.
We're bringing dinner home, fam.
Someone order takeout. Hey.
There's a new version of Uber Eats in the world of darkness.
Just order Uber.
Oh
Hey,
my
ass home and then
gosh.
eat.
That's so good.
Will you be feeding in the back when we fast forward to Antonia and Sophia and Violetta?
Oh no! Likely the way it'll work is we'll have to take these two to my hideout.
Okay. In the sewers.
Because I gotta like hunt.
Yeah.
You know, climb on the walls. They don't know I'm there, type shit. It's a whole thing.
It's a fun game of hide and seek. I lead them through the instructions while the old man is hiding, and then I say, "Okay, go."
Okay, this
It's
is
a
like the
vibe.
first time that I've been running a game of Vampire where the feeding types have synced up quite so awesomely that, like, yeah, it's like Saw in here, really. Let's be honest. Would you like to play a game?
Thank you so much for understanding. You know?
So we will leave you in the car to that. But before we do, old man, I'm going to get a Dex and Drive roll from you.
I know how to drive.
Oh, I have no doubt you probably know how to drive. It's whether or not the rest of Vancouver knows how to drive. That's what I'm checking.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Fair.
About what time is it as well?
It probably is probably getting on about 1 in the morning, give or take.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so that is
No.
critical
Okay.
with 3 more successes after
Oh,
that.
shit.
Ooh.
Wow.
I know how to drive.
Yeah.
Alan does not drive at all. The old man knows how to drive.
So the old man dexterously weaves his way through what's the, let's just say, post-apocalyptic hellscape of drivers in Vancouver,
Hmm.
like hitting the brake just in enough time that the person swerves in front of you, honk on the horn a little bit. Yeah, okay. So we'll fast forward that. We will go back to Antonia, Sophia, and Violetta on their way up to the VIP lounge to visit with Trent. Let me just pull up his name again because there's a lot of NPCs that I've got, and some of them I write down their names for. Sorry, it's Adrian Brantley.
Adrian.
So,
Antonio,
go ahead.
go ahead. No. I was going to say Antonio will go up to Adrian, shake his hand and say, Your Excellency.
Let me paint you a bit of a scene. When the 3 of you come up, you see someone sitting there. He has black, extremely tight to the head, like slicked back hair, sharp, angular features in his face. He's wearing a completely white suit, like white suit, white undershirt, like shirt. The tie is tied in a form that only a Toreador, a Ventru, and a Zemissi would be able to be like, oh, I know that kind of knot. Kind of like it's the in season type of a knot that he's wearing. And he's wearing like kind of white shoes. Like this guy is dressed completely and utterly in white fashion. And when Antonia comes up to shake his hand, he extends a white glove. The other hand is resting on like an entirely white. It looks like it's made of ivory, but it definitely is not. Like it's got one of those like kind of, it's not a plastic, but it's not ivory, but it looks like ivory. It's kind of one of those deceptive types of canes. And he just extends his hand to Antonia.
Antonia's not 100% sure what to do right now because her sire didn't tell her how to react to this kind of thing. So she looks at the hand, she takes the hand, she goes like, and pulls
Charmed.
away. Your Excellency, what can we do for you this evening?
I've been sent with a bit of a task.
Have you been, just before we get down to business, have you been well refreshed, shall we say? Has the hospitality been good? Have you received what you need?
And he pulls out of his jacket pocket, he pulls out like a white handkerchief, and he dabs the corners of his mouth, and he's like, not to my liking.
Well, we appreciate that you've come, regardless of your taste for our type of venue. And I guess she
So-
sits down.
And out of his inside jacket pocket, he reaches in and he produces like a silver cigarette holder and he pulls out like the thinnest of thin cigarettes. He puts one in his mouth and he lights it with an electric, like one of those little teeny tiny shooting the electric charge back and forth cigarette lighters, and he's just flat out smoking, regardless of whether or not anyone objects. Antonia, correct?
Yes.
Hmm. Alistair, and someone basically who you didn't see there before kind of appears out of nowhere, and it's clearly a Nosferatu. They have kind of gray molted skin with the kind of bat ear looking things. Like Sophia definitely is like, he's not at all pretty, but he is also wearing a bright white suit that does not look like it has gone anywhere near any sewer. Yes, my lord. Do take notes. Thank you. So Antonia, Sophia, correct?
Yes, and she kind of half curtsies.
And Violetta.
That would be correct. And she puts her hand over her heart before she bows deeply towards him.
He gives almost an over exaggerated kind of nod, but it's not so. It's one of those ones that's on the cusp of either being a sarcastic asshole or giving kudos. You can't quite tell. It's like right on the border. I have been sent by Prince Bastian with a task, but I need the rest of your gaggle.
Our other members of our coterie are just off on an errand at the moment. They should be returning shortly. Let me just see if we can get somebody to get a hold of them so that they can get here quicker, because I know your time is precious. Give me a moment. Antonia walks away outside of the curtain because she doesn't want to have the seneschal seeing her with like the latest Android like phone that's like got all this stuff on it. And she just
all the
sends
bells and or whistles.
yeah. And she sends a message to the old man and to Key and tells them both, we have, and she puts in quotes, nobility here, and they want to talk to all of us. What is your ETA?
For the record, the ETA, like you both have traveled in Vancouver. It'd be less than a couple minutes, and you'd be able to get to Antonia's club.
So yeah, I'm gonna say that like, given like the old man's experience with technology, like he hasn't gotten much past the like flip phone era, right? So I'm just like what is it, like the P9? I'm just like 5, and then yeah, that's it.
The Motorola Razr.
Yeah.
Sophia, in the meantime, while Antonia has stepped away, is just marveling and saying, "Oh my goodness, your cheekbone structure is just how do you get such beautiful genetics?"
Well, And he goes into a long explanation of this person and this person. These were my parents from this area, and then et cetera, et cetera. Just like a long, drawn out, boring explanation. And at that point, Antonia would have gotten the text back from the group chat.
Okay. So
Fascinating. Just fascinating.
Antonia comes back in, says, "I apologize for the delay. They will be here in 5 minutes, I believe. So, is there anything else that is new in our fair city?"
Well, there is rumors, as I'm sure you probably know, having he almost, it's another one of those situations where he's just on the border. You can't quite tell. He almost like spits out the word Nosferatu in your gaggle. Apparently, there are anarchs in our fair city.
Would Antonia or Violetta or Sophia have any idea of, the mappings and like who's where and like where the anarchs actually usually hang out?
The anarchs don't actually hang out in Vancouver. This is an almost entirely cameraless city.
I should rephrase. I mean, like, do they hang out in the outer cities? Like, do they hang out in Surrey or Burnaby or like
Up
in way
until
out Coquitlam or whatever?
the mention, you really hadn't really heard all that much about them. Yes, it's dreadful business, brouhaha and gangrel and the like.
Ugh, terrible.
So uncivilized.
How recent is this phenomenon?
Oh, it's only been the last couple of months. We've been starting to hear rumors here and there. Apparently, some of them have made their way up from the Los Angeles area.
Oh, well. Huh. Isn't that nice?
The Free States.
Yeah.
Are they attempting to enact the same misguided principles here?
I hope not. Dreadful business. Imagine having no ruler at all.
Ridiculous.
I never believed democracies worked.
Antonia,
Yes.
there's also going to be something that you're going to have to look into.
And what is that?
I cannot discuss it until such time as your entire gangle has assembled.
All right. So part of the task then. All right.
Have we arrived yet?
Yeah, at this point, you would be just pulling up and making your way into.
So I've right.
We go.
I just I go, what? And then and then I just like reach into the back seat and I kind of like look like I'm slowly reaching for him, and then I just hit him.
Strength and brawl. Just like
He's just like,
This is
that was a
strength
good
and
one.
brawl. 4, 5. There you go.
The
The
closed
old man
captioner
has all
read
the
that.
muscles. Key is not.
The closed captioner read that as strength and bro.
That is 3 successes.
Yeah, you knock him out easy. Like his head kind of. I'm not going to use the term snaps, but it kind
No,
of
just
like goes forward. It almost looks like it may have been a bit too much, but then you can see him breathing afterwards.
Yeah.
If you kind of
I've
Nice.
done it enough times where I found that sweet spot, which
Yeah.
is a problem for anyone not in my current line of work, I
Yeah.
think. And then I just kind of like lift his chin just slightly up so it looks like he's asleep. I park the car kind of like out of sight, and I say, "Let's go. We got to make
Yeah.
this fast."
Can't we just lock them? Can't we just lock him in the trunk? What if he wakes up and runs off? He'll remember you hitting him.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Help me. Let's make this fast. Yeah.
Okay. He helps
Uh,
by unlocking the. Oh wait. Does Key hear anything before they unlock the trunk? Like,
you don't hear anything.
okay.
The old man had knocked
The
him out
sweet
too.
spot.
Yeah.
You understand? It's like
Yeah.
clockwork. I know when they'll be conscious again.
Okay. I'm getting hungry, and people don't like me when I'm hungry.
I know. I don't either.
I know. Now let's go see this nobility. Like he can't even get the word nobility out of their mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobil-
I treat like anyone above Antonia as like a Don, and that's how I get like around it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the head honcho. So
Yeah.
let's go.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, so let's fast forward to the two other members of the coterie, Key and Old Man, making it to the curtain separating the V area from the VIP area. Are you proceeding in?
Yeah, I kind of like, I don't wear good clothes, but I still kind of like adjust a bit and then, all right, and then enter.
He just keeps their hands behind their back and gives them like an up down once. And just follows the old man over.
And at the end of their ridiculously thin cigarette, he drops it on the ground. Adrian drops it on the ground and kind of grinds it out with his shoe and then opens up the silver case and puts another one in his mouth and lights it. I believe these are the. Go ahead.
No, Antonia just like starts grinding her teeth, like because you're ruining my club. Go ahead.
I believe these are the other members of your gaggle.
Who is this guy? She's like, he's like over to Antonia with a.
Seneschal, may I present to you Key and the old man, the fourth and fifth member of our coterie. They were on an errand. This is the Seneschal. This is Adrian Bradley, Storyteller. Was it Bradley or Bro?
It is
Brantley?
Adrian Brantley.
Brantley. Benson.
Yeah. I knew I should have picked Bradley or something. Yeah.
This is Adrian Brantley, our Seneschal. I'm not sure if you've had an opportunity to meet as of yet. Adrian is our prince's right hand.
That's a big word for assistant. Seneschal.
I loathe Sedites. But I've been sent here on a task. Now that you're all together, is there any other members of your gaggle I should be aware of?
No, that is all of us.
Excellent. So, and he reaches back his hand. He doesn't say a word, but the assistant has kind of like it's an all white, but it looks like kind of the military fabric knapsack. And he takes it off and he hands him one of the large kind of legal manila envelopes. And he
All white everything, huh?
sometimes you have to have style. And he undoes the string around it and he pulls out what looks like kind of like a medieval parchment. And he hands it over to Antonia. I believe this you will find most agreeable.
I am not our legal expert. And as such,
Ah.
if this is a legal document, I will pass this on to Violetta. And Antonia hands it over to Violetta. I let the experts in our group do what they do best.
That is a strength, for sure. Violetta, go ahead.
I open up the scroll and I start looking through it, clearly like sucking in through my teeth as I'm like looking through the document.
There is an exorbitant amount of legalese in this particular document, but it's basically written out like you would see in an old like 1400s kind of like the big block letter at the beginning, all transcribed out. And from what you can tell, because you have way more than enough in this particular dice pool to figure out legalese, this is basically saying that the coterie, and it has all of your names, Antonia, Sophia, all of your full names are on there. That you now have domain of the block that surrounds Antonia's club. Not just the corner that the club itself is on, but literally a 9-block grid around it.
Pardon me, Seneschal.
Hmm.
I find no part of this detestable, but there's no fine print in this. Let me inquire if you would allow me to.
Proceed.
You are granting us domain, or at least the princes.
Correct.
Let me ask, is this only because of the insurgency of Anarxia? Or is there something else?
You would have to ask Her Majesty Prince Bastian. I am just delivering the message.
May I ask them if it's not too rude?
You may, but she is extremely busy.
That's
I can
why
understand.
they sent the assistants.
I can understand that. And I value
I nudged
your time as well as hers, surely. However, given what you just said, it's somewhat clear that maybe perhaps you weren't in the loop with this. Or perhaps you have differing opinions as
Oh.
to this being granted.
I was very much in the loop, as I am with all of our Majesty the Prince's decisions. There are, however, as an added gift from me to your coterie, I just want you to know that there were some of the Primogen Council who were not on board with this decision.
Really?
Is it safe
Is
to
that
assume
so?
that you're not naming names?
That would be more costly than just a minor aid that I have given you.
But that's no fun.
We appreciate your kind gesture. Is that displeasure in any way having to do with the makeup of our group?
I wouldn't say so. I would say it's more along the lines of perhaps that a bunch of neonates are being given such an impressive swath of this area of the city.
I
It's
have a
not
question.
it's
Sorry.
not school. You don't have to put your hand up.
No, sorry, this was
Okay.
Chris doing it. Sorry, yeah.
Sorry.
I just didn't want to interrupt the monologue. If I do that, that's me.
Okay.
I just want to say while he's like giving his little hoop-de-hoo assistant speech over here,
Okay.
answering these questions in legalese, is there anybody who he's watching or looking at more often than not, or is there like people that he's trying to avoid looking at all?
That is a good question. Give me a wits and awareness roll for that.
What's an awareness?
And I'm not sure why my mic is doing what it's doing. I should be
that's
talking louder.
great.
Yay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that's fine.
Is anyone
two
else kind
successes.
of doing this particular check? 2 successes, you said?
Yeah.
Well, that can be
I need to
anyone?
eat. I
That-
need to eat.
That could be anyone.
My God, it can be anyone.
It can, in
I
fact,
could-
be anyone.
I could do a wits and awareness as well, if that's okay.
If you would like.
Guess how many it is?
0. Or 5. Yeah.
5.
I thought you were going for successes. But yeah.
Not quite. Though it it is one success. Better than a poke in the eye, I guess.
Better than a bestial failure.
Yeah.
Would it be too soon to do a premonition again?
It would not.
Okay.
But I do believe, as we've discovered with the demiplanes, that has a... Not dominate, need aspects. Aspects. Premonition. It is a resolve and aspects roll.
Okay.
So it was 2 for Key, 1 for the old man, 2 for Antonia, and 3 for Violetta. And while Sophia is doing the roll for the Auspex premonition, I will let you all know what you figured out. Violetta would notice it first, and anybody with 2 would notice it, but the old man, unfortunately, he did not quite hit the threshold. He is in turn looking at each of you, but he is ever so slightly moving his vision away from the old man faster than everyone else. It's almost like it's really hard to notice, but you do notice it.
Got the ugly. That's I'm sorry, that was actually me.
And therein lies a hint to his clan. Sophia, how did that roll go?
Pretty good. I got 3 successes, including the hunger die and 2 failures.
Okay, so you can user can actively focusing on a subject, make a rouse check. I don't do the rouse check. Number of successes rolls the level of insight with a subject, if any. What would you be wanting to kind of get out of this particular seneschal?
I guess since we were speaking about the others who were not um, on board with our little agreement here, whether or not that's going to cause us any major issues going forward.
So concentrating on that particular statement, everyone else, you wouldn't necessarily notice Sophia kind of like the kind of eyes cloud over.
Just a purple haze over
Yeah.
her over her irises.
And you kind of zone out ever so slightly, and you see, you kind of, it's like an out of body experience. You kind of get lifted from Antonia's club in the financial district, and then it's kind of like you can sort of see like the lights of Vancouver and the globe kind of shift ever so slightly, and then you zoom back in, and you are kind of forced through a bunch of art in the art gallery to what seems like a sub basement. And there's a long table that is made of wood. And at the head of it, there sits in a large backed wooden chair. There's a rose. Like you can see an actual quote unquote physical rose that's there. And you can see when you look around to the other chairs that aren't quite as kind of large backed and impressive as the one that the rose is in, you can see all of the different clan symbols. And there's no Bruja, there's no Gangrel. There is another rose, but it is not quite, from your Toreador perspective, it's not quite as beautiful or as vibrant as the one that is in the large chair. There is a Toreador symbol, a Tremere symbol, a square with a circle in it, and a triangle. There is a La Sombra symbol. There's a Ventrue symbol. And there is a Zemissi symbol. But just behind the rose that's in the large chair, you can see a ministry symbol that is faded. And the ministry symbol is dripping blood. And the Ventrue symbol is also dripping blood.
I see.
But then the table shakes as if someone had just slammed down two fists onto it. And the symbols cease dripping blood. And you are back in Antonia's club.
I just kind of like a shiver went down my spine. You just see her just kind of compose herself.
So we expect, as loyal members of the Camarilla, to have you all protect this domain that you are being so graciously granted by Her Excellency Prince Bastian from any and all incursions against the Camarilla.
I believe that's agreeable. And Antonia looks at the rest of the coterie. What do you all think?
Easy.
Um, well, I'm not really the fighting type, but I will do my best.
And his glance went from Antonia to Sophia over to Violetta.
More than agreeable.
Over to Key, he's glancing now.
Trade you for a cigarette.
Trade me what?
I mean, he wants an answer.
And he reaches into his jacket pocket to produce the silver, which now that you're taking probably a bit closer of a look at, you can see like his initials carved into it, and he opens it and holds it out to you.
He goes to take one.
He allows it, and then he closes it with a snap and puts it back.
Oh. Okay. And Key just puts it in their mouth and like on a heel turns around, realizing they don't have a lighter. And they don't even know if they smoke.
And then he glances over at the old man.
Yeah, easy. Of course.
Excellent.
Going to exhale, seeing Key with the cigarette in their mouth, just like not lit. I'm just like, carry a lighter. And I'm just going to mumble out before I like take one out of my clutch and just like flick it.
Uh, the old man holds up his hand and says, not waiting for permission, but just kind of like a one more thing, kind of a Columbo style. He says, this domain includes earth and sky, right? Above and below.
Within a certain parameter.
All right.
If a Vancouver being what it is, if some kindred were to fly, say, for example, across the mountains, we have no control over that.
Right.
Gargoyles
All right.
are your own problem.
They always were.
Gargoyles. Weren't the Tremere supposed to stop doing that?
Oh, they probably did, but that's a discussion for another time.
I'm sure it is.
And with that, he gets up, slightly leaning on his cane. So I will bid you adieu now that you have your own section of the city.
Thank you for your thank you for delivering the message from the prince. Antonia is once again kind of not 100% sure what to do here. She hasn't really been briefed on this type of situation. So.
And he kind of brings the cane up to his forehead, kind of like almost a salute. And he walks out of the curtain, and the assistant kind of rushes after him.
As the assistant walks away, I lock eyes with him, and I give him a look that he should know. I'll say that, like
Like an come on.
yeah. But not saying too much. I'm saying a lot, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those kind of Nosferatu looks. It's like,
Yeah. It's like, come on, dude.
and he on his way out, he kind of locks eyes with you too, and he's like, gives the old shrug, like, you gotta pay the bills somehow type thing. That's yeah.
Especially in this city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I suppose so.
So yeah, they both make their way out.
Whew. Well,
I
that
suppose-
better.
I suppose a congratulations are in order.
I guess we did something right.
Yes, but, and I proceed to give them the cliff notes on my vision.
So, the Ventru have a problem with us, or at least the Primogen does.
Yes, and I think they're being kept in line, but there's just
Oh, there will be conversations. There will be conversations, but I will take care of that part.
let's just
We'll have-
be careful.
Oh, careful by all means, but I was sent to this city with an invitation, with basically with an introduction from my sire, and everything was supposed to be fine. There was not supposed to be any sort of issues, and then this comes up. It makes me very wary of
Oh, trust me, I left LA trying to keep under the radar, and now having my name on a scroll of that importance.
Could've
This
been
is
on the
important.
list.
Just imagine like he pipes up, take the cigarette out of their mouth. Why is this important?
Let's
it
just
me-
say, go ahead.
I say, look, it means that not only are you in charge, you're also responsible. If shit goes down here, it's your head on the chopping block.
We all
You
have
can
targets on our backs now.
you can run this turf however you want, but the Camarilla have their eyes on themselves.
But on the bright side, it also means that we have some measure of sway within the court, or at least some level
Yes.
of respect that's granted to us.
The legitimacy is quite nice, but
Well, y'all can let me know how that court shit goes. I'll be either here or
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. I typically would like you rat people to stay far away from me, but in a moment like this, you should be old enough to understand you're not going to disrespect the courts when it's our first chance getting recognized.
I'm not
Violetta, how
stupid.
happy does it make you to know that your name's on an official piece of paper with so many rat people? Force your names on there. You agreed to work. You legally agreed to work with us. You lit my cigarette. I told you we were going to be great friends, and now
I legally agree
we
not
are.
to drag you right now, but if you keep that up, I might have to make a few exceptions.
I mean,
You
we
act
are
as if I
legally
wouldn't
bound
like it.
now.
Oh, this is like, are we married to each other? It's like Violetta's married to us right now. How
Our
does that
coterie
feel,
is
old
official.
man?
Do not keep talking.
Ooh, we could come up with a name for our coterie now.
Don't.
Oh my gosh, we share a last name now. So many things for Violetta to share with us.
You don't share things.
And
Look,
you're
that's
sharing
what
your name right
anarchs
above mine.
and
But that's what I made
communists
the
do.
group chat for, so that we could share
I already-
things.
I
I'm
already
going
told
to
you I
start
disagree
to
with that
list on
group
my
chat.
phone all the things Violetta shares with us, but is going to act like she doesn't. Antonia, we're gonna keep going in circles. You know how this goes. What are we doing?
Oh, I know how this goes. First off, old man, I want you here. You are important. They may call you rat people, but I respect you. You have the power about you that you get stuff done and you don't mess around. And I respect that. I mean, we all do, regardless of what we may say. And she kind of looks around because somehow the lot of us started working together at some point, and we wouldn't have started working together if there wasn't some sort of mutual respect. So, Key and Violetta, I understand. High clan, low clan, whatever. At this point, our necks are on the line. Because if we mess up, it's over for us. And I'm not prepared to meet a final death yet. Whatever they call it. I haven't. Final death, the actual death, whatever.
Have you ever seen a dead body before?
Oh, I have seen a dead body. I'm just not sure when a kindred dies. Is it the final death? Is it a death? Like, I'm new to this, remember?
It's not pretty.
that reminds me, we got food in the
We have dinner. I'm hungry. And
Oh.
we're playing games.
Ooh, which games?
Oh,
Shall we charades?
not quite.
Oh.
think we're
I
going to
almost
play.
forgot.
I'm not doing any juvenile activities with you lot.
Good, with that didn't want to share anyways.
What is it, Antonia?
Speaking of sharing, I almost forgot. They went on a mission, something happened, you came back alive.
Oh,
well,
yes.
undead, alive. You can fill us in. And Antonia trails off.
For filling in, I'm going to interject at this particular point and say, you can fill them in next episode.
Yeah.
So thank you all for watching. We will find somebody to raid and raid out to them. But first, we're going to do a quick outro for everybody to let everybody know who you are, where you're going to be, and what you do. Like, I don't know if you like long walks on the beach or whatever, just fill everybody in. Let's start over here with Elaine.
Hello, my name is Alan, and I am a writer and comedian and tabletop actual play streamer in Vancouver. You can find me at Questline on Twitch and YouTube, as well as putting out comedy stuff on Second Besties. I remember this time. I do dope shit.
I love
And
that.
confirm. And over to Chris.
Hello, Chris, aka Key, aka D&D Imposter on all socials. Besides posting frivolous videos on there, I am currently in a masks actual play over on Alec the Bard's YouTube, Heroes of Bastion, Think Teen Titans, Sailor Moon, all the high school drama complete. Basically what's going on between Key and Violetta right now, but it's like they just never aged out of that high school bullshit. But yeah, you can find me on there.
So what you're saying is, if you like the dynamic between Key and Violetta, go watch the Masked show over on
Except
that other
it's so much more cringe and it's
Yeah.
not as quick. It's just like, oh.
I saw you kissing Billy and I didn't like it because I like Billy.
I mean, episode 4 right there.
Joanna.
Hi, I'm Joanna. I was playing Antonia. You'll find me on the socials as Hyrule Gardener. You will find me here playing Vampire. On the socials, generally, you will find me mumbling things about how amazing Zelda is and all that stuff. So yay, good game. Kind of obsessed, but yeah. So, passing it over.
And over to Monica.
Hi, I'm Monica. You can find me at MonicaM_art all over the place, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. I was playing Sophia Delacour tonight. Yeah, I'm an illustrator by day, TTRPG player by night, and sometimes streamer. So check me out everywhere.
And last but certainly not least, our resident submissee, Michaela.
Hello, my name is Michaela, otherwise known as Cosmic_Dazai on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me here on the channel playing Violetta, who is our resident tsundere, or else you can find me on Girls Run These Worlds or Blank Slate, probably playing another bitch character. I am also a baby drag queen. Please support your local drag queens, including me.
Did you say Cindere? And this guy's Storyteller Steve. So we got a couple of things to have you check out. If you're here on Twitch with us, if you can, subscribe. If you can't, help us spread the word and give us a follow. It's just a couple of bucks to subscribe to us here on Twitch, and all the money goes to all of our lovely players. And if you're over on YouTube watching this, give us a like, spread the word, drop a comment, anything that helps out the algorithm. And you can be a member over on YouTube for just $3 per month. And that also helps us out, all the money to the players. And if you want, you can go over to our merch shop and pick up stuff like this with all of our different things. And there's also one of our newest designs is the Meat C t-shirt, which is the correct way of saying that particular word. And if you wanted to, because I've made this joke at least the last time that we did this, you can buy the Meat C shower curtain if you really, really desperately wanted to. I mean,
About me when you do.
Yes, send pictures of your Meat C shower curtain and send it directly to Cosmic Dazai on all social medias. Yeah, so we'll find somebody to rate out to, and we will see you next week with the story that Key and the old man are going to tell.